Go for it.
All right. Hey, welcome. Welcome back, everybody. This is Joe Code. This is episode 206. I am your host, Joe Marrese. Great to be with you today. We got an excellent guest coming up. We've got a really fun bracket that we're going to get into that took some extensive research on my part. So excited to put my studying, I guess, into, we'll see how my analysis comes off here. First, I'd like to announce, Aaron, I did receive my passport. We were successful in the photo. Great job. That's big news for everyone. Guys, the internet works. The State Department works. You do not have to go anywhere to get your passport renewed. So everybody, you're welcome for that. I did it strictly online. Took my own photo with the help of Aaron. And guess what? New passport in the mail. Good for another 10 years. Oh, and got here in like 3 weeks. Maybe not even. So that was awesome.
Wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. So great news on that front. And I think getting ahead of things helps with that because my passport doesn't expire till like the end of July, and I feel like if I was scrambling, if I was like, "Oh, I'm traveling internationally," then there would have been delays. So I think it's good when you get ahead of things. Things work out easily like that, so that's cool. All right, yeah, so that's pretty badass. So yeah, we got that. We got that all set up. Now, without further ado, we're gonna get into our guest here today, and he's gonna help us out with this is the biggest bracket we've ever gotten as far as size and the amount of work done that I had to do. So I hope people can, appreciate the work that I've put into this. All right. This was a lot of work for me. Because some of these movies, maybe half of them I haven't seen. I want to say I've seen a lot of them, but, I rewatched all of these. We have the best action/adventure movie scene bracket. And to help us with that is our good friend and movie expert, I would say, and a great comedian, funny man. Welcome back to Joko. This is his second time here. He's been here before. Welcome back, Mike Black, to the show.
Hi, America. How are you?
Yes, America. Everybody is listening.
Well, and now the world.
Yeah, the world. There's people in other countries that listen, man. I've seen the analytics.
Now that you have a passport, too, it's just going to blow up.
Yeah, I'm going to go see these people individually that listen to the show outside of the U.S.
Can you imagine how mind-blowing that's going to be when you're in Zurich?
Yeah.
And the guy listening in Zurich is like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. There's a guy in Malta that listens, so... but Mike, I have to warn you to watch your mouth this time.
Oh.
Because again, this happened with another Mike Menendez. I had an ad suitability strike.
Oh, no.
On the YouTube, and it happened with your episode too, and it's still on there. So don't fuck my world up.
Wait,
all right? I'm making passive income on YouTube. Okay, so don't fuck with my money.
You just dropped 2 F-bombs. What was my
it's
issue?
probably the content of what you're saying. I don't think it's the F.
What did I say that was
I don't know.
So outrageous to the
universe? I have no
universe?
idea. It's crazy. But just watch what you say.
I already dropped an F-bomb. We're 3 F-bombs deep.
It's not the F-bombs. It's other stuff.
Okay. I don't know what I could have possibly said.
You can't cut too deep here.
I got real political last time.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what happened. I think you were wearing...
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, it was that jacket probably. Yeah,
yeah, maybe it was that. Yeah, you were too...
I was too patriotic.
Yeah, you're too patriotic, maybe.
You guys are going to have to watch that last episode and see, because I dressed I thought I was doing the 4th of July episode.
Yeah,
but I was way off.
I mean, I think we did it in like March.
I was like, that's when it'll air. Probably is 4th of July.
So,
or I thought you'd save it for 4th of July, but
we don't do things like that. We shoot the podcast and then we go and then it's out.
I had to cancel the firework guy. It was a whole thing.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to make money here with the show.
So
it's
sorry.
fun, but I make a little income, and it's passive like a mouse.
I did do a lot of product placement, and so that might have been it.
All right, Mike, just a couple announcements I want to get out first. Everybody, come to our next show, Bros Before Joes, live at the Comedy Store. Me, Chad, Strider, JT, Kevin, we're all going to be back this show. The whole crew is back. We haven't had everyone the last couple shows. Friday night, June 20th.
Come on out. Show.
It is, 8 p.m., and our special guest for this show, we have Sophie Buttle and Suba Agarwal. All right?
Both, Sophie and Suba.
Yeah, they're great comedians.
You hear that, Zurich?
Yeah. Yeah,
you
come
might
on out.
Book a flight.
International travel. I know how to get a passport. All right, Mike, first of all, before we get into this thing, great job hosting Potluck Monday night at the Comedy Store. It's our night of many comics go up every few minutes. Everyone's trying to impress the booker.
Yes.
Not me. I've already impressed. But I can keep impressing, and I do.
You nailed it that night. It was great.
Yeah, I did nail it. Did you have fun hosting?
I had fun. It's as close as we get to Hunger Games in the comedy community,
Yeah, it really is.
I really felt like the audience got a good show because, even the open mic portion, that can be real hit or miss.
It can.
Pretty much everyone on there did a solid job at the minimum.
That's what I like to hear.
And nobody left. I always look for the audience, if they start filing out at different points, but nobody left. It just got bigger and bigger, and I was like, that's what I wanted.
Well, yeah, people, don't leave an hour into the frickin'
right,
3-hour thing.
Sometimes a comic will tell a joke so bad that people are like, well, that's the night. Let's just
it could be
let's just go home,
All right, Mike. So now we're going to get into this best action adventure movie scene bracket.
I am psyched for this.
Yeah, you're going to be freaking... Yeah, I figured you'd be freaking pumped to do this.
I'm into it, yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. Before we get into it, let's go over some... Because these factor into these brackets all the time. Let's talk about some biases we may have.
Okay.
As far as these scenes that we're looking for, the types of movies we're looking for. What kind of biases do you have, Mike Black?
I would say probably my biggest bias is that...
For or against, either way.
I am for comic book movies and sci-fi movies.
Okay.
In a way that probably most people aren't. Some might say an unhealthy obsession with those kind of movies. I'm a little bit, not much, but a little bit biased against horror movies in this category.
I could see that. Well, there's not really much of that in here.
Yeah. It's like Jason technically is an action star. He's kicking ass all over the place.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far.
But I wouldn't consider it an action movie ever. Yeah, it's I wouldn't go that far.
So
either.
For me, I'm very pro Terminator.
Yeah, I am too. Absolutely.
When we get into this, I'm very into chase scenes.
Yep.
Any kind of chase.
Yeah.
I'm into. Whatever vehicle it is, just people on the run and people chasing them.
Yeah, seeing the different maneuvers,
whether it's
and
on
stuff like
foot,
that.
Yeah, motorcycle, what have you. I like people being chased.
Yeah.
And to me, suspense is key. If there's a lot of suspense in the scene, I'm about that. Biases against, I'm kind of out on war.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty much the same.
Movies, yeah, and also, I've kind of had enough with war and a little bit with space as well. I'm kind of over the whole space.
Yeah, it's you have to.
It's a novel I'm writing, War in Space.
You have to really impress me with space now.
Yeah,
at this point.
that's
It's
how
like,
I feel. It's like you've seen a lot. And that's how I was with War, too. I'm kind of just like burnt out on it. So...
And, I'll tell you, one other bias I have is if there's noticeable CGI.
Sure.
It takes me out of it. And it's like, I want it to feel real, All
right. And then, Mike, as we get into this bracket, let's kind of do a thing where we kind of cut to the chase.
Okay.
Let's kind of refrain from talking about
getting philosophical.
Yeah, who was the guy holding the boom mic and the editing. Let's just kind of cut to the chase, if I can use that.
You hear that, nerds?
Yeah.
Just shut up about it.
Just kind of dissect the scene a little bit. We'll paint a little picture.
Yeah.
And we'll call it a day because this is a 32 seed bracket. Mike, I sent it to you. You sent me feedback with like 10 more. I don't know if you want this to be a 6-hour show, but I don't have that kind of freaking time.
I was just thinking these are some honorable mentions, but you do what you need to do.
So let me read this email that came to us from our good buddy Sky God 2000, and then this will lead into the bracket.
Okay.
So best action/thriller movie scenes bracket. What up, Joe, Aaron, and any other big-hogged guest? Oh, that's you, Mike. Well, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I've spent the past few days creating what I believe is the dankest bracket we've ever seen, the best action/thriller movie scenes bracket. He calls it that, but then it was renamed. This could easily be a 64-seed bracket. There are so many amazing scenes to choose from, but for the sake of the coders, I've narrowed it down to 32. The list and seating is a combination of my personal opinion, online lists, and advice/thoughts from my friends, including our good pal Michael. Some scenes are probably more borderline action/thriller movies, but in my opinion, they are in some way part of these genres. If you believe a scene doesn't belong or have a different movie scene you would rather add into the back bracket, feel free to substitute that scene in. I guess we could have did that, Mike, but...
Yeah, I didn't.
I don't know if I have that
Who
much
has time?
Yeah. I didn't include more than one scene per movie. That's a good rule. This was a ton of fun to create. These scenes are all unique and great in their own way. Some are driven by dialogue, others by spectacle. Some will pull at your emotions, and some are just pure action and fun. I look forward to seeing who comes out on top. Attaches a link to a Google Doc with the bracket. I've given both you and Aaron editing power so you can advance the winners of each matchup and write the series score. You can also click on each of the seeds and it will direct you to the video of that scene on YouTube, which was what a great move. Thank you for doing that. I hope both of you take some time to watch each scene to get a refresher before diving into the bracket. All right.
Did you do that?
I did. And I'll never do that kind of work again. But, it was fun. It was good to see some of these, especially some scenes I haven't seen. So this is what will happen. We'll have Aaron read these off. We'll give we'll paint a quick picture for the audience if they haven't seen the scene. And they might not know the scene just by us, reading the scene and titling it. So we'll have to give a little thing. And then we pick the winner in a best-of-7 series. And, there's 32 teams. There's 16 seeds in each conference. All right, Aaron, you got it locked, cocked, and ready to rock?
Let me just click to the wide. Okay, here we go. All right, first matchup in the Western Conference, the Heath Ledger Memorial Division. We have number 1 seed, Jurassic Park, T-Rex Escapes the Paddock versus number 16, Dutch versus the Predator.
Okay, now I'm sure it's probably safe to say pretty much everybody's seen Jurassic Park, but you know the classic scene when the power goes out, there's a bad storm going on, they're in the car, the little Jeeps.
SUVs they've got there.
Yeah, and they get
Ford Explorers. Yes.
Yeah, that's that's what I was thinking. Yeah, those like Explorers. They get stopped on the little track that they're on, and they get stopped. It just so happens to be in front of the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Thing
that fence is down, so the electricity is off on the fence.
Yeah, the electricity is off,
and that's all it took.
Now. This is a pretty epic scene. It's hard. This scene is a #1 seed. It's to me, it's going to be very hard to beat. It builds up with you hear the T-Rex, you see the water in the cups rippling because you hear the footsteps.
Yeah. And they'd set that up already.
And then the kid puts on the night vision goggles. He sees that the goat is gone, which was food for the T-Rex.
Yeah.
And then the frickin' goat leg flies on top of their Jeep. And then, and then it's just pretty much go time. You see the T-Rex eating the goat. He comes out of the frickin' fence thing, and now he's out there. They're shining the light. Yeah, it just...
flips over the thing. You see his eye up next to the window there.
Yeah, they're shining the light at him like idiots.
It's so intense.
Stupid kids are shining the light at him. How stupid can you shine a light at the guy?
Yeah, shine the light at the guy.
And then on the other side, the Dutch in Predator, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger's character. Yeah, it's a nice little scene. It's funny how he, it's good how he outsmarts the Predator. The Predator is just such a damn ugly son of a bitch. I can't believe how
his
ugly
whole team has been wiped out.
Yeah,
he's covered in mud.
The last man standing, pretty much.
He's covered in mud.
Jesse Ventura's gone at this point.
Yeah. Carl Weathers is dead. Yeah. If Carl Weathers is dead in your movie, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
you're really in a tight spot, and that thing still has that mean-ass blade thing on its hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unbeknownst to Arnold, he has nuclear power. you know, like that.
But I'm going to say tough draw for Arnold.
Yeah.
Good little scene. But to me, it's going to be a 4-1 gentleman sweep, the T-Rex scene advancing.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Of those two scenes, it's just a little bit more iconic. I would have picked a different scene from Predator.
Yeah,
but,
the T-Rex scene is there's too much there. It has everything.
If I were doing Predator, I would have gone with all of them unloading those guns after they think they've seen it, and you get that little bit of glowing blood on the leaf at the end,
That's after Ventura dies. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Aaron, what are you going with?
Yeah, I would definitely go the T-Rex scene. I'd give Predator a little more. I'd give him 4-2, but that's fine. 4-1.
All right. Yeah, by the way, people, there may be spoilers, but some of these movies have been out for 40 or 50 years, so so get a life.
Jurassic Park came out when I was in high school.
Yeah, I was
I'm nearly
We
dead
saw
now.
that at the theater. I believe I was 9. I believe this was 93.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, well, okay.
It's not on us.
And Predator was like late 80s.
Yeah.
So get real.
If you haven't seen Jurassic Park by now, get out of America.
And also, surprise, some of the dinosaurs got out. What do you think happens in the movie? They just go around and look at dinosaurs? It's not a movie. All right, next thing.
Next matchup is number 8, Ride Out With Me, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, versus, crazily enough, the Ride of the Rohirrim from Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Okay.
Yeah, now I watched both of those. I guess I didn't really know the context of the background on either of those. Mike, I'll let you take the lead on this.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I don't remember those scenes that well.
Okay,
either.
I can fill it.
They were not particularly grabbing to me.
All right, so in the Two Towers, they're being attacked at Helm's Deep. They're in a little quarry in a fortress.
Yeah, they got the big wood thing. They're trying to break in with the big log.
And they are breaking in. They are going to murder everybody there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the king says, "Ride out with me. Aragorn, come, get on your horse. Let's do one last stand. And if we're going to die, we're going to die heroically."
Sure.
They're going to tell tales about how fucking cool we were when we died.
Yeah.
And then they blast through the door, and they blast through past all the guys that were storming, and they get out into the battlefield, and then at the very last second, you see Gandalf and the rest of the army on top of the hill, and they come down.
Oh yeah, the cavalry coming in.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the part I remember.
Yeah, I like that.
It happens to be the first light on the third day or whatever.
Yeah. He comes back at the turning of the tide.
Yeah, the reinforcements.
And now the other scene is just kind of they're going into battle.
Well, they're attacking Mordor, they're attacking Sauron and his army. They know that's also not like they're looking at some long odds there too. And the king is just like, hey, whatever. We die, we die. We're dying like heroes.
Yeah.
And
is that when the army of the dead shows up? Or is that a different scene?
No, I think they've already been used at that point.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
If I had to pick, it would be the first one.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Ride Out With Me. I like they're getting out and then seeing Gandalf in the background with the army.
I can't imagine either of those topping You Shall Not Pass. But okay.
It's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say Ride Out With Me. I'll say 4-2 is the winner.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks like they're attacking. They're trying to save Rohan, or not Rohan.
Yeah, all of this to me is
the White City.
Proof that it's not as memorable as the other one.
There's a lot of battles in those movies, so
yeah,
but they're looking at certain death because there's like flying dragons and shit. Like
yeah,
but yeah, I think Ride Out With Me is probably the more iconic of the two. Even though Return of the King is probably the better movie.
Yeah, I would have gone with the Army of the Dead scene. That was badass.
Yeah.
Him getting off the boat with all those like glowing warriors.
All right, well, Mike, you didn't pitch that.
They do. They do.
Said we
That's how the scene ultimately ends. That's how the battle ultimately ends.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm going to say Ride Out With Me.
Ride Out With Me, yeah.
All right.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, Ride Out With Me advancing.
Okay, 4-2. Unfortunately, when you put in the score, it doesn't just move the stuff on the grid, but that'd be nice. But that's a lot to ask. Okay, next matchup, we've got number 4, the wire scene in the first Mission Impossible film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
versus
it's a great scene.
Number 13, I'll Be Back, the police station assault from Terminator 1.
That is a tough call for me.
Yeah, this is a tough...
Man, that's a really tough call for me.
It is because...
they're both fantastic scenes, and they pay off so beautifully.
And the thing about I'll Be Back, like if you say that, everyone knows what you're talking about.
It may be not the most, but one of the most iconic lines in all of movie history.
Yeah, that's the thing that might put it over. Because like the wire scene is great. Like he can't touch the floor. He's on the wire, like sweat.
Yeah,
drops and he catches the sweat,
and all that,
and then the knife lands on the desktop thing. So yeah, there's a lot of suspense in that scene.
I think that scene sold the movie more than anything too. Like in the trailer,
yeah,
I was like, I got to see how that plays out.
Oh
you
man,
know?
Yeah, this is just.
Yeah,
there's some here that have tough draws because you're like you could see these being late matchups.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, what are you leaning towards?
I would have to lean towards Terminator just because there's really nothing like the setup and payoff of that, and it promises so much, him just showing up at the police station.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no way he's going to take on the police station.
Well, yeah, it just keeps
and then he does.
Right.
It's just too it's got to be that one for me.
Yeah, I'm saying it's so close. I'm saying
it's
I'll be
real
back.
Close, yeah.
4-3. I'll be back.
Yeah.
I would have gone the other way. I think the Mission Impossible wire scene is so thrilling and suspenseful. It's tiny little moments.
It is. It's top tier filmmaking.
It's tiny little things that could screw this whole thing up. It's sound. It's sweat beads. Versus Arnold is just coming in with an arsenal and he's a fucking robot.
But it's just as simple as I'll be back and he's comes back.
The way he comes back.
Yeah, he
so
comes
hard.
back with a car through the right at the guy.
But to me, it's like I know he's going to get through that.
He's back.
I know he's going to get through that because he's a machine. He doesn't stop.
Yeah, but it's not about him getting through it. It's about, is she going to get killed?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, oh, he's succeeding at killing her.
Well, yeah, he's taking out the entire police station.
Yeah. You know, but it looks like he's gonna. It looks like, well, this is the end for her.
Yeah,
you know,
the two cops,
and,
keeping her safe are.
And it is Brian De Palma that did Mission Impossible, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did that amazing scene in The Untouchables too. So, yeah, that guy's a brilliant, brilliant director. I hate to cut him out, but
keep it down
T2.
with the nerd.
I think T2 is maybe has better action scenes.
Yeah, there's one coming up later.
So I would save my term. I'm a Terminator guy. I've seen them all.
I don't believe you.
All right, well, I'll be
T1
back.
and T2 are where it ends for me. But I think to me the wire scene's so much crazier.
I don't.
It's a whole new breath.
Real strong scene.
Yeah.
And it kind of kept that series, like it launched that whole series of 9 movies now?
Sure.
8, yeah.
8, yeah, it was something.
Okay, so the wires. Oh no, not sorry, the other way. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter.
It matters to the people.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Way the way the doc looks doesn't really matter to the people.
Yeah. Just as long as we know who advances.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 4-3 like that. Okay, whatever. All right, next matchup, and the final matchup of this division is number 6, Bullet Time from The Matrix, versus number 11, Hans Gruber's Death in Die Hard. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, again, a movie that's been out for 40 years. So
yeah,
almost, not quite, almost.
Yeah, that's a good scene.
The truth is, that's not the scene in Die Hard that matters. It's the roof blowing up.
Yeah.
And him with the fire hose and all that. That's the one that is iconic from that movie. Hans Gruber's Death, he had those CGI fake super long arms.
Yeah.
You know, and that scene just, it doesn't even count for me. But what was the other one?
Bullet Time in The Matrix.
Oh, yeah.
Basically when Neo's
absolutely
dodging the bullet. He gets grazed on the leg by one of the bullets, but still a pretty damn good job.
That scene is just imprinted in everyone's mind.
Yeah, no one I think has ever seen something like that in a movie.
This is the first time anything like that had been done. And there's so many revolutionary things in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still looks good.
All right, let's say Bullet Time 4-1.
4-1, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 4-1. Bullet Time advances. All right, look at me using a doc. Okay. Now in the Chadwick Boseman Memorial Division, we have number 2, the Indianapolis speech from Jaws.
Oh, yeah.
Versus number 15, the introduction of Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean.
All right, so the Indianapolis speech, all 3 of them are in the cabin of the boat. It's nighttime. Quint, is that his name?
Yeah. Yep.
Robert Shaw. He's telling them the story from World War II of how did the Japanese attack?
Yeah.
And then all the men fell into the ocean, and then they were eaten by sharks, basically.
Kind of one by one.
And you could barely hear him. That's one of my complaints with that scene. Did we not have a lav mic available 50 years ago? He's telling them this story. I got to turn the volume up to like 80.
He's drunk. He's Irish.
Yeah.
I can't hear
he's not
him.
enunciating.
In the theater, you can hear him really well.
But I will say the way that their Chief Brody and Richard Dreyfuss' character, whatever the hell his name was,
Hooper.
Matt
Hooper.
The way that they were drawn into him, and you could see almost like terror in their eyes or whatever. It's a captivating little speech.
The way it's lit is very cool, where his eyes are kind of glowing while he's telling it.
Yeah, and then I like how you could see out the window just like the darkness in the ocean. Like you could see the night sky and then just the water. It's like all black.
And the way he's telling it, you can see that story very clearly in your mind.
So, and then the intro of Jack Sparrow is kind of, there's nothing special about it, really. It's just kind of, oh, here he is. There's not like a big reveal. Or
that's with his boat sinking onto the pier. Like he steps off the last little bit of his boat onto the pier.
Yeah, I guess that's cool.
How hard would that have been to make?
I don't know.
That was crazy.
But yeah, I'm gonna say the Indianapolis speech. I mean, do I sweep it?
Yeah,
I think I do. 4-0.
Yeah. Yeah, it's better. It's much better.
Yeah.
Maybe our only talking scene.
To me, some dialogue's gonna help a little bit if it's good dialogue.
Yeah. And there's
and it really set up the rest of the movie in a great way of like just how terrifying this is gonna get.
Yeah.
You know?
I wouldn't say there's controversy, but there's like debate as to who wrote it. Did the screenwriter write it?
I don't think he knew they were filming.
John Milius write it.
I think
Robert Shaw allegedly rewrote it. So
I think Robert Shaw was just talking, and they were like, "Roll,
yeah,
this will be good for the movie."
Next matchup, we got number 7, the motorcycle / semi truck chase in T2 Judgment Day.
Yeah, there we go. T2.
Yeah.
Versus number 10, Tears in the Rain, Blade Runner.
Oh man. Talk about dialogue scenes. Shit.
Okay, so this is when the T-1000 is he's going after John Connor. They're at a mall or something?
They start at the mall and they end in the river.
Yeah, the chase happens at the LA River.
Yeah.
I'm doing air quotes because there isn't really water there.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the time.
But it's a great location for a chase scene like that.
Yeah, and it's a great scene because what's his name? The Terminator comes in. Arnold, John Connor doesn't really know that he's on his side.
Yeah.
So he kind of that's when he starts to protect him actively.
Yeah, he pulls his gun out of that rose box.
Yeah. When they're in that hallway or whatever. And then the chase is on. John Connor gets on his little motorcycle. At
one point, Arnold drives through a chain link fence.
Yeah.
Cocks the shotgun with one hand with a revolve that nobody can do.
He does the
in
spin
real life
thing. Yeah, that's
while
awesome.
on the bike and fires just that alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then the chase is great. T-1000 gets into a semi truck. At one point, John Connor thinks he loses him, and then he comes off the top. Yeah, I mean, it
just ramps up.
I pass by that
going.
spot on the way to work all the time.
When they both jump off the ramp,
it's a freaking epic scene.
It's unbelievable.
I'll be honest, I never saw Blade Runner.
Okay, that's gonna heavily affect.
So and then the scene I watched, it kind of I didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah. It's a fantastic soliloquy that guy, Rutger Hauer, rest in peace, they say he came up with like the most important lines of it as they were filming it. And it's really one of the best death scenes in a movie ever.
Oh, really? All right, well, in that case, I'm going to have to go 4-0 motorcycle semi-truck chase. I don't know. Sorry. I mean the Terminator 2, the Terminator movies just stick out, and that's just an epic. I don't know. Robert Patrick as T-1000 has just got a great look.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry. I don't know much about what's going on in Blade Runner.
You should see Blade Runner.
Yeah, maybe I should.
A lot of like CGI effects. I
declared a Terminator bias at the beginning of the show.
The effects hold up in that T2 scene. Also, they're phenomenal. Yeah, for an action scene, I'm gonna just err on T2 either way.
How many?
4-0. 1.
Okay, yes, you almost swept.
Yeah.
Aaron?
I'm going 4-0. I've never made it through Blade Runner without falling asleep.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, Mike?
No.
Yep.
Aaron.
Next matchup.
This is why technology hates you, Aaron.
Today, yeah. Number 3 seed. No. That's how the line starts, guys.
Yeah.
I Am Your Father from Empire Strikes Back. Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker. Versus number 14, the parkour chase in Casino Royale.
Yeah, see, I mentioned chases early on. We talked little Casino Royale before the show. I mean, this all around is just a really fun scene to me. And I know it's 14. I like it a lot. There's a lot of running going on. They're going up cranes. It's a
Climbing.
pretty, there's climbing. I mean, it's a wild scene. That's just kind of, I feel like, what you're looking for in this type of a bracket.
It shows that even though he's like not James Bond yet, he's very resourceful and very tough.
Yeah. And then, I don't know. The other scene with Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, does he get him with the freaking lightsaber?
He chopped his hand off.
Yeah, he got Luke's hand.
And then throws him down a chute. Well, he doesn't throw him down. He jumps down. But to escape Darth Vader. Darth Vader never looked cooler than in that moment when he's got his fist up and he's like, I am your father. It's one of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time. It may be the greatest sci-fi movie of all time. But if we're just going by the scenes themselves.
That's the thing. All that may be true.
That scene is better.
Which one?
The Casino Royale.
Yeah,
scene.
I think so. I'm going to say 4-2.
Wow.
I would have picked the asteroid field chase from Empire Strikes Back. That's unbelievably cool. But if it's just these two scenes, Casino Royale wins.
Aaron?
I would have gone the other way.
Wow.
Just out of loyalty.
Yeah. I get that. And believe me, in my heart, it hurts.
Yeah.
But Casino Royale, it was
Casino
just
Royale is a great
better scene.
All right, and then last matchup in this division, we have number 5, Boromir's Death, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, that was cool.
Versus the highway chase in Matrix Reloaded.
That was really good, too.
Yeah, I'm a big chase scene guy. Yeah, I mean, these chases are fun.
Yeah, and him saving not the Keymaster or whatever they called him, Lord of the Keys or something.
Keymaster, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. Keymaker.
Yeah, Trinity.
I think he was the Keymaker.
Yeah,
right.
he gets
the Keymasters from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, they get on the bike together.
Yeah.
They go backwards in traffic. Like that, when she does that, turns that motorcycle around and goes back.
Yeah.
My jaw physically dropped
Yeah.
in the theater. And I
Those
was
two
like,
evil
holy
twins
shit.
in that scene.
The albino ghosts.
Yeah,
twins
those dumb albino guys.
in the Chevy Avalanche or the Cadillac Avalanche.
I got to give a little love to the other scene because
Boromir. He has to get shot.
It
with
was like
3
such
arrows,
a big
and
sacrifice.
And he keeps going. Yeah,
and like you already were like, oh, this guy's probably just gonna steal the ring for himself and screw him, and then he goes completely the opposite way and does such a heroic thing at the end, And that dude's a great actor. He's on
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yeah, he was terrific on that.
He's the villain in the first Bond with
GoldenEye. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He's 006.
Kick-ass actor, Sean Bean.
Sean Bean. His name spelled the same first and last, but pronounced differently.
Sheen Bean
Sean
or Sean
Bean.
Bond.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go with the highway chase in Matrix Reloaded.
Me too.
My heart is with Sean Bond, but
I mean, it's a good scene.
the Matrix scene is better.
Yeah, 4-2.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, me too. All right, we have that. That whole side is done.
All right, yeah, good.
Now
good
the Eastern Conference, we've got the Paul Walker Memorial Division. Ooh, there's a real big number 1 here. Number 1, the D-Day landing, Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Versus the Battlefield Run. just says final scene in 1917.
All right, yeah, I let in. We talked about the war stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for this to be the number one seed, that I don't know. I don't like it.
Oh man.
I mean, it's a wild scene. It's they're just set up for a massacre, basically.
Yeah, it's history.
So, not really into it.
So we find out Joe's a Nazi.
A little too gruesome for me. It's not what I liked 1917 a lot.
Yeah. I liked it too.
I liked the way that was shot and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that guy that he was trying to deliver the letter to tell the guys that they need to get out of there or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So and this is I'm taking the 16 over the 1 seed. I like the Battlefield
crazy.
Run.
Okay.
Let's see if Mike's on board. I like it 4-1.
I got to go 4-1 the other way.
Yeah.
Because I saw Saving Private Ryan in the theater, and it was as close as you could get to a time machine to that battle. It just felt so visceral and so realistic, and I was genuinely afraid for everyone on screen.
Yeah, it was a little much for me. I mean, I guess maybe there was a time I would have been like, oh yeah, this is like cool, but I just kind of was like, eh.
No, you want to see a little much, you watch Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely a little much, but it was because of that I was like, this is not glorifying war at all.
No.
It's making me be like, we got to figure out peace.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I could see, I mean, they are the number 1 seed, so I could see you taking that.
I'm also going D-Day landing, so I think 4-1 feels good.
Yeah.
All right, they move on.
4-1. Okay, next matchup we've got one of my faves. Number 8, Ripley versus the Alien Queen in Aliens.
Yeah.
Versus number 9, the docking sequence in Interstellar.
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah, I don't know. There wasn't much there for me. The docking scene. Yeah, I don't know.
I've seen ships dock before. It's not that exciting.
Yeah, I mean Ripley putting on basically becoming like a transformer or whatever, putting on the thing.
When she says "get away from her, you bitch."
Yeah, I mean to me,
if you don't get chills during that moment, it's so good.
This is a clean sweep here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ripley going against the Queen Alien.
They set that up so well for that fight to happen,
Yeah, that was a great scene, and then
evenly matched.
Yeah, that was just that was pretty epic. That's a 4-0 sweep for me.
Sigourney Weaver just killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is also a sweep for me. 4-0.
And the Alien Queen did great too. She did a great job. I don't want to leave her out.
Yeah. They did a lot of miniatures. It's crazy.
Yeah, there are a lot of practical effects, and it looked cool as hell.
Yeah.
I want those Reeboks so bad that she had in that movie. they look ridiculous, but I love them.
All right, next matchup, we've got number 4 going back to 1985, Back to the Future, versus number 13, Duel of the Fates, Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
Yeah, so they're going back to 1985, people, the classic scene at the end of the first Back to the Future when, they find out the exact time the lightning's going to strike the clock tower.
Yeah.
And, they have the whole thing set up to send Marty back to 1985. It just, there's a lot going on there. Doc's climbing the tower. He's trying to, plug the thing in.
Yeah, the car
It's
won't
all
start.
Christopher Lloyd in that scene.
Yeah, the
He's
car
so
won't
good.
start.
Yeah.
Like the connector not
the
going.
tree branch goes on
He has
top
to
of the cord.
do the bungee jump type
he has
slide.
to, zip line down to
When
plug
he's
it
hanging
in.
from the clock, like the old Harold Lloyd silent film.
Yeah.
There's so much good stuff in that scene.
It just,
His facial reactions in there, like when different things go wrong and he's like, he like freaks out,
It's great.
It's so good.
And then, the Duel of the Fates is just Darth Maul against Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then the other guy.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
Whoever you say that.
Yeah, he kills his master, and then they have that laser field between them, and he's got to wait to fight him.
Yeah, I got 2 words for you. No thanks.
Oh.
So, to me, it's going back to 1985, and this is another. They are the 4 seed. They're strong. They're winning in a sweep for me.
Wow.
You didn't like when Darth Maul got cut in half and thrown down the...
I mean, it was pretty... I mean, I don't know if that was in...
Yeah,
I don't know if the scene...
That's the end of the scene.
But I think the scene cut off before I saw that.
Oh, okay.
Like, based on this YouTube clip, but... I don't know. I don't really like looking at Darth Maul with the things on his head.
I guess that's kind of the point of Darth Maul is he doesn't want people to like looking at him. It's not a fashion show.
What the hell are you guys? What do you get? Yeah,
Lord.
I mean, I'm taking what things look like into account.
Oh, I'm 100% going back to 1985. Duel of the Fates is the music does so much in that scene.
Yeah, John Williams.
Okay, the
man,
score
music.
is really
music is so good.
Yeah, that's really what it's known for more than the fight itself.
Yeah, the fight itself was
It's good.
good,
For
but
sure.
and I would have started that whole series with that fight.
Yeah.
Like it's really good, but it is really impossible to top how they ratcheted up the tension so well in Back to the Future. It was
And another great
perfect
score there,
filmmaking.
too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, a clean sweep on that one for me.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. All right, next, final matchup of this division. We have number 6, My Name is Maximus from Gladiator,
Yeah.
versus number 11, It's Just Good Business, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End.
All right, now if you've seen Gladiator, this is the reveal of Russell Crowe revealing to himself that he is the gladiator that has been dominating in these games. Up until this point, the Emperor has no idea that it's him. He thinks he's dead. This guy was supposed to be killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he takes off the mask and reveals that it's actually him. I mean, just
and that he's going to get his revenge.
truly a
you know?
glorious moment of that movie. A moment of triumph.
Yeah.
At that point. And then the whole Pirates of the Caribbean, basically I didn't see this one at World's End. Like, basically he sells them out.
Yeah.
But then he goes down with the ship. I didn't really get it. And it's just the ship getting bombarded on both sides.
It's cool.
I mean, it's cool looking.
Yeah. But that other scene.
But yeah,
sticks with
the Maximus.
you know?
Yeah, 4-1.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair.
I don't think any Pirates of the Caribbean movie is worth watching after the first one. So it's clean sweep for me, but I'll go 4-1 with you guys.
Nice.
All right. Then we've got in the Bruce Lee Memorial Division, first matchup, number 2, the truck chase from Raiders of the Lost Ark versus John Rambo's speech at the end of First Blood.
Yeah, a little intense, that Rambo speech at the end. You could really see how the war has kind of stuck with him, and
Yeah.
very sad scene.
It's good acting. He wrote it himself.
Yeah, great job by Stallone there. Yeah.
You
You really feel for him at that point.
It goes beyond being a movie to being a statement about what was going on with those guys, and I think that was a big part of it. Was such an impactful moment.
Yeah, understanding the trauma of...
Yeah, and I don't think anything had been done like that in that kind of movie before, where it really addressed that side of that.
We hadn't really started talking about Vietnam in that way.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, Indiana Jones...
This is another one where it was like, I like that scene, the truck chase.
Now, what do you think of him laughing at certain points? Like when he knocks the guys off, he gives like a little giggle or a smile. I mean, how do we feel about that?
He's charming. He's
they're
charming as shit.
Nazis. Screw them.
I mean, he's laughing. I mean, do you have time to laugh at that moment? I think it's maybe a laugh after, like, hey, haha, I got those guys. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess it shows the charm of Indy.
But this is another one where it's like, why wouldn't you go with the Boulder scene?
Yeah.
The idol at the beginning. That's the scene that would be competitive.
Yeah, I mean,
know?
so this is a 2 against 15. It is an action-adventure movie scene. But I don't know. What are we thinking here?
I'm going with Rambo's speech, but it's pretty close. Like, they're both
just
really
for the
good
passion of it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
some good dialogue. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because I was with Chase. I like chases.
You do like chases, but you don't like laughing during chases.
Yeah, I don't know about the laughing, really. But yeah, no, I'm going to give...
I'll say this. Rambo didn't laugh once during his speech.
All right, yeah, it's such an intense moment, and then he hugs the general or whatever is Colonel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say John Rambo's speech 4-3.
Yeah.
Wonder if Aaron's going the other way.
I mean, it doesn't matter if I do because you guys both going Rambo, but
We've gone Rambo.
that truck chase is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
He's dragging. He's hanging off a rope at one point, off the whip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all classic Western
Yeah, it's all
sort of stuff,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's the stunt guys and.
Like I said, it's a great scene. It's not the scene from that movie.
Yeah.
You are right about that. I think, for that reason alone, I'll go Rambo. But it's 4-3.
Now, this next matchup, I'm going to tell you, it bothers me, and I'll just tell you that from the standpoint of
controversy.
I see this as this should have been like a Final Four matchup.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are like 2 of the top 5 scenes in this whole thing, and I hate to see them facing each other in the
It's
first.
true. It is rough for a first round matchup. We've got number 7, the bank robbery in Heat,
Yeah.
versus number 8, the bank heist at the beginning of The Dark Knight.
Number 10, bank heist.
Sorry, 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a 7-10 matchup. The Heat. See, I don't even. I mean, this is awesome. See now you got a little chase going on with the Heat bank robbery.
Let me break this down a little.
Yeah,
for you.
let's see
Might
how
help you.
Yeah.
So the Heat robbery is so intense and so good that the military shows people how Val Kilmer reloads as training.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they go, look at him reload and how fast he is.
Yeah.
That's how you need to be. It's also so loud, and I guess those are all like legitimate on the day sound effects of the gunshots. And the Dark Knight, I like it, but the voiceovers clearly they're done in ADR. The voices of the bank robbers.
Oh
Nerd.
yeah, the guys
as they talk to each other.
Nerd talk.
The dialogue in that scene is so annoying. The voices they use.
Yeah, the voices of the guys with the masks.
And then at the
cartoony.
end, when Heath Ledger takes his mask off and says, "What doesn't kill you makes you stranger."
I actually love that quote. I think it's a great quote.
Yes,
for
but
life,
they do
honestly.
a thing with his voice when he does that, and it's clearly done in post, and it's stupid. Like his voice is fine. You didn't need to add more to it for that.
Yeah,
So
there's a little something.
Your quibbles
added
are
to
with
it.
the sound.
My quibbles are with.
Yeah, I do like Aaron's breakdown there.
Yeah.
Man,
for different reasons. I saw that scene. I paid and saw a terrible Will Smith movie just because they were going to play that scene afterwards.
They played it as
way
the trailer,
before The Dark Knight came out. And
they were showing the trailer.
that scene slaps. It's fucking great. It from beginning to end. It introduces the character of the Joker in such a fun.
Yeah, that's why this scene
cool
pisses
way.
me off, because that bank robbery scene in Heat is so fucking good.
Yeah, but like
God,
the
man,
when the bank manager
I don't want to
like,
pick between these.
when the bank manager is like, do you have any idea who you're stealing from?
Yeah,
And
I
then
like
he pulls
that
out a
actor too.
shotgun.
What's his name? That guy's
Bill
cool.
Fichtner.
Yes,
Fichtner,
yeah,
yeah.
I like that guy.
And Yeah, it's real tough. But the reason.
Aaron, you don't like the quote of like when he's like, "Oh, where did you learn to count?" You don't like that?
Those voices suck.
Yeah,
Can't
I gotta
Mike,
agree with that.
What were you saying, Mike? Go ahead.
I got to agree with that. But there's like little fun touches in there, like the mask that the Joker is wearing is almost the exact same mask that Cesar Romero wore on the old Adam West show.
Right. It's a good little. Yeah.
There's like
it's a nod
fun
to
little
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
But
you don't know that that's him. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But that movie is so directly inspired by Heat, according to the director himself, that I kind of have to give it to Heat, but just barely.
You are giving it to Heat. Yeah.
And that's I have a huge Batman bias.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. It's I love The Dark Knight so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just barely giving it to Heat on that one.
And if we went scene to scene, I mean, probably Dark Knight would probably win more. But just.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They're
like
both incredible movies.
Yeah, just I watched that scene in Heat. Yeah,
The
and then
coffee shop
and then they
scene.
find out at the police department that they're going to be there, and like the little memo thing or whatever.
Henry Rollins sells them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4-3 in the most narrow possible
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
17 overtimes. I'm giving it the bank robbery in Heat.
Let me ask you a question, Mike. See
Yeah.
if you have an opinion on this.
Okay.
At the end of it, when what's the dude's name? Michael.
Keaton.
No, the guy he died. He was married to Heidi Fleiss. What's his name?
Tom
Oh,
Sizemore.
Tom Sizemore.
Tom Sizemore.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah, he's
When he
holding
takes
the
the kid
yeah.
hostage.
When he takes
Yeah.
the kid, do you think he's holding her hostage, or do you think he's a father? He's got girls. We've seen it already in the movie. Do you think he's getting her out of the way, thinking no one else is around?
No. He's definitely using her as a shield.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
I always read that the other way
Really?
as a dad. Like,
No, that guy was a sociopath.
yeah.
I don't think he. I mean, the action was the juice. We all know this. He said this.
Right, yeah.
But I always think that he's picking her up to get her out of.
But the way a
way.
sociopathic father would know that, like, they're not going to shoot me if I have a girl in front of me, and it's by any means necessary to get back to my girls.
Yeah.
So he's like, this girl matters less than my girls, so I'm going to use her
Sociopath.
as a vest.
Sociopath Vincent Hanna does not hesitate.
Right.
takes him out.
Yep.
Yeah.
But despite the child there, but
Yeah. Right.
yeah, I don't know. I just always read that scene that way. But
Just I mean,
You're
two
giving
amazing,
him too much credit as a human.
two amazing
you know.
scenes.
Yeah.
Really.
all right, so let me advance that.
But that's a good question. That's a good thing to think about.
Yeah, I just you know, and I read the sequel novel, and
Guys, remember Father's Day is right around the corner.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, or he will grab you and carry you into battle. Next matchup,
Carry you into battle.
number 3, the chestburster scene in Alien, the original.
Yeah.
Versus number 14, taking the train Back to the Future and Back to the Future 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's great about that is, they're in the Old West, so you don't have the technology to
1885, yeah.
to really reach that type of speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have to use the locomotive.
And they only have so much track.
Yep.
Before it just goes off into the canyon.
Yeah, I mean, that scene is really cool to me. It's always in my memory. I like those movies are just awesome for me.
Yeah.
Just looks great, and then Marty has to throw Doc the hoverboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even
So
though
sit
that
and then
looks kind of
Clara hops on.
Clara Clayton.
blue screeny,
Yeah.
it's still such a cool visual, him carrying her off the train
Yeah.
on the hoverboard. Yeah, that
All of a sudden, the hoverboard can go 15 feet in the air. But
right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The chestburster scene to me, I mean, this is like
To me,
it's
that's
a little more on the sci-fi
I was gonna
side.
say
It's
more like horror.
I
than
don't.
action.
Really is, yeah.
It's a great scene.
Yeah,
It's
and then the alien, and then they're like,
terrifying.
leave it alone. Oh yeah, let it run around.
all
now.
the reactions are real.
Leave it
too.
alone.
Yeah.
They did not show the other actors what it was going to look like,
Yeah.
how it was going to come out, when it was going to come out.
Yeah, that's a good move.
So when the blood hits the female, cast member.
Yeah.
Her reactions are totally real. I mean, it's it's an amazing scene.
Something I want to say something Cartwright, but she's
I
a
think
really
you're right.
good character actress.
Yeah.
But yeah, their reactions were amazing in that scene.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's give them props for that.
But I would have to go with Back to the Future for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to say 4-3 because I know the chestburster scene is an epic scene.
Yeah, I just don't think of it as an action movie.
Yeah, I
really
just
at all.
I like the locomotive. Yeah, you're just are they gonna get enough speed? It's Doc and hang on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna say 4-3, taking the train back to the future.
yeah, that's
All right.
fair.
4-3. And the final matchup of the first round, we've got number 5, Destroying the Death Star, Star Wars: A New Hope,
Yeah,
versus Indiana, Let It Go / Riding Off into the Sunset, The Last Crusade.
okay, they're both phenomenal scenes.
Yeah, I hate that Indiana Jones isn't advancing for me, but I think
Yeah,
Destroying the Death Star, the canyon chase or whatever, the canyon run, whatever they call it, in A New Hope is.
yeah. This is another
Yeah,
example.
that was a good chase space scene.
Yeah.
I'll say.
And this is another example of I think we're focusing on the wrong scene from Last Crusade. They're much better action sequences in that movie.
Yeah.
And so it's a nice bow on the series, I think.
Certainly, yeah.
But there is nothing like the destruction of the Death Star.
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest things that's ever happened in the world, let alone in movies. You know, that trench run.
Yeah, the trench run. Yeah.
I don't know a guy on the planet that doesn't think about how they would do in that situation, like if flying an X-Wing in that tight little corner. And then the big save from the Millennium Falcon coming in.
Comes back, yeah.
Paying off. I'm a Han shot first guy.
Oh, yeah. Han shot only.
Yeah. And
Greedo never shot.
And like the idea of him being a mercenary and you think he's out of the game because he's got his reward and he's done.
Yeah.
But then he comes back in at that time. Yeah. That scene is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just so much more going on in that scene.
Yeah.
Luke turning off his targeting computer.
Yep.
And everyone knowing that he did it. They're like, what is happening? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm going to go 4-1, destroying the Death Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweep for me.
Okay.
Yeah, 4-1. All right. First round is done.
All right. Yeah, that was a hell of a first round there.
Yeah.
So, oh man, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna have time to do.
Yeah, we're already over an hour.
Yeah, I thought we'd be able to get through. Yeah, it's hard when there's this many teams.
Yeah. And we're describing, we're giving them all.
Well, we did all of that already, so now it's like lightning round.
Yeah, I mean, we could kind of go. Yeah, if you can,
because we have our reasons now. It's just like
so now it just cut to the chase.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that phrase again.
I don't want any bullshit about sound or lighting or anything like that.
All right, if we keep it quick like that, we can do the second round because now you have, it'll be 8 matchups. We can do that because now we're down to 16 teams.
Go for it.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
As
Here we
Rocky
go.
said in Rocky 5.
Western Conference, number 1 seed, T-Rex Escapes the Paddock, Jurassic Park, versus number 8, Ride Out With Me, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
T-Rex.
It's the T-Rex scene. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just this is going to be tough to beat.
Yeah.
What's it going to be for what?
4-1, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, next matchup. Number 13, I'll Be Back, Police Station Assault, The Terminator, versus Bullet Time, The Matrix.
I'm giving it to Terminator because Terminator absolutely inspired The Matrix. We would not have The Matrix without Terminator.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm going to go the I'll Be Back scene, but it's tight. I like it 4-3.
Wow.
Yeah, it's real close.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow. I would have gone Bullet Time.
We know.
All right. Let me advance them. Okay. What was the score?
Yeah, 4-3.
I said 4-3.
Yeah, it's pretty thin. Razor thin margin there.
All right, next matchup, number 2, the Indianapolis speech from Jaws versus the number 7 motorcycle semi-chase. Tree 2, Judgment Day.
Just because it's action, I'm going T2.
Yeah, I like the T2 scene a lot.
Yeah.
We both already said we're biased towards Terminator.
Yeah,
2,
I'm gonna go with the.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I mean these are action, suspense, thrilling. Yeah. Jaws has some thrilling moments. They're not necessarily in this.
Yeah, just from that scene, yeah, it's a lot of good suspense, or I'll say 4-2.
Yeah.
T2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, parkour chase in Casino Royale. That's a 14 seed versus number 12, the highway chase, Matrix Reloaded.
All right, we got chases going against each other now. That's what I like to see. Now we're getting into it.
Okay. I'm just going with my gut on which one I actually liked more, and it's the Casino Royale scene.
That's a good pick.
They're both
I'm going to go
awesome.
the other way. I'm going to say the highway chase in the Matrix Reloaded. I'll say 4-3. Let's see Aaron now.
Yeah, I'm also going the highway chase. I just think there's so much more involved.
Yeah.
There's fighting, there's cars, there's jumping from car to car, cars getting destroyed, driving in reverse on a freeway.
People don't jump from car to car enough anymore.
Yeah, they really don't.
Yeah. All right. Now over to the Eastern Conference, we have number 1, the D-Day landing from Saving Private Ryan, versus number 8, Ripley versus the Alien.
Ooh,
the Queen Alien.
Man, that's a
in
tough one.
Aliens.
I like Ripley against the alien scene.
Yeah.
We're big fans of Ripley here. She's won brackets before. Won the hero bracket.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I
she's
like
earned
this. It's just. Yeah, this is
it. Yeah,
more
I
up.
love that scene.
This is more up my
love that
alley.
scene.
To me, it's a sweep 4-0.
Yeah, it's got to be that scene. It's so good.
Oh, shit.
From the moment Bishop gets ripped in half to the rest of that fight, it's just awesome filmmaking.
For what?
I say 0.
Yeah.
Wow. I
Yeah.
would never say 0 to the D-Day landing, but it definitely wins. I'll say 4-2.
I'm closer to 4-2,
Ripley,
realistically.
yeah, wins. Okay. Number 4, going back to 85, Back to the Future versus My Name is Maximus.
One is good acting, the other is good action. So I'm going with Back to the Future.
I am as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Gladiator, man.
It's a damn good performance. He won Best Actor for it.
He did.
I might argue that Tom Hanks should have won for Castaway. But
Were those both 2000?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Going back to 85. 4-3, though. It's tough.
Yeah, that's a real
tight.
close. Yeah.
okay. Then we've got John Rambo's speech in First Blood versus the Heat bank robbery. 15 versus a 7.
Yeah, the Heat bank robbery.
Yeah.
I want them to go far.
Speeches are
done.
Speech can't keep. It had to be the most epic speech ever to beat that.
Speeches are for beaches.
So, but 4-2.
Okay. And then last matchup, we've got Taking the Train to the Future, Back to the Future 3, versus Destroying the Death Star.
Death Star.
You guys are all over the Death Star.
Not even close.
Yeah, I think it's Death Star.
I would say Taking the Train to the Future, but
Why don't you take the train to the future?
yeah, maybe I will.
I'll give it a 4-3,
Yeah. Fine.
but this Death Star, yeah, is clearly the winner there. All right. Do we want to go into the semis, or is it semis?
Or quarterfinals now. We have 8 left.
Quarters. Jesus, yeah, so many rounds.
Let's do it as long as we have time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because now these are going to get really good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we've got T-Rex escapes the paddock versus Police Station Assault and the Terminator. I'll be back.
Oh.
Wow. wow. Yeah, see, now we're talking. This is what it's all about, Mike.
This is so stupid. I'm going off of body count and sticking with Terminator.
Oh, man.
Just, wow, guys.
I don't know. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that is a special scene. I don't know. This T-Rex scene...
I will say
like,
they
I
built
have memories,
a full-size T-Rex for that movie.
I mean, I have memories of seeing this in the theater. Like, just the crazy... I'm taking the T-Rex scene 4-3.
I am as well, yeah. That's...
Sorry, Mike.
I understand.
It's tight, but
I totally understand.
It's just...
Terminator is just... It's so thin, but I love both of those movies so much. But I got to give a little love to Terminator.
All right. Then we've got number 7, the motorcycle semi-chase T2 Judgment Day versus the highway chase Matrix Reloaded.
Oh, what was the better chase? I'm going T2.
I am also. I'm sticking with Terminator.
This Terminator scene, 4-3. I mean, a great... But yeah, I mean, maybe just because they did it first. I don't know.
Yeah, it's another situation where it's like I'm picking the source rather than the thing that was inspired by
I think
source.
the stakes are higher because we know who John Connor becomes.
Yeah.
It's a kid versus 2 men on motorcycles.
Right.
And, you know, I don't really care. We don't care as much about the Keymaker and the Matrix.
No.
Yeah.
He's cool and all, but...
that's all very cool, but it's not as visceral, I think.
Yeah.
Even though there's some like very visible stuntmen in the semi-truck chase.
Sure.
It's still pretty cool. All right. We've got number 8, Ripley versus the Queen Alien versus going back to 1985.
Oh, damn. That's...
Woo. Woo.
I love them both, but I got to go with Aliens, and it's just barely.
Yeah. I gotta agree with you.
Oh man,
I love Back to the Future.
I mean,
favorites.
I could see. Yeah, I was gonna going back to 85, 4-3, but I mean, you guys, I gotta go with you. I don't see. I can't argue too much about it.
I mean, it's 4-3 for sure.
Yeah, it's real close, and it's one of those like if you ask me tomorrow, I might side the other way. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that scene is just so fantastic.
Yeah.
And the pacing is perfect.
And still a big, like, how did they do that? Like, how did they do that? All right. And then last matchup, we've got the bank robbery from Heat versus destroying the Death Star in A New Hope. Star Wars.
What are you riding, Mike?
It's Death Star.
Nope. It's not. It's the bank robbery in Heat. The military's watching.
You think the military hasn't watched Star Wars?
No.
They have a program called Star Wars. They had a defense program based on this movie.
I don't know. The bank robbery scene in Heat is too good.
It's really good.
It's that damn good.
They shouldn't really call it a bank robbery scene because they kind of don't get away with it, and mostly takes place out in the street. But I think
the bank robbery attempt,
bank robbery / chase.
I think it's the Death Star.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's close. It's all these are like 4-3.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right, fine.
All right, semis.
Wow. Now we're into the semis here.
We got T-Rex escapes the paddock versus motorcycle truck chase T2.
Wow. Just going with my gut, T2.
Really?
Yeah. The explosion at the end of that when the T-1000 walks out, all metal and shit.
Yeah, that is cool at the end there.
And you see that one burning tire go rolling past him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he's like waiting to see if that comes out, and then he notices it. Because he's got the gun out. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, because they waited for a minute, and then they drove off, and then he comes out all metal. Yeah, that is a cool ending on it.
And that kind of calls back the original Terminator where the truck explodes and they think it's over and then he comes out, you know?
I don't know. Aaron, what are you saying?
I'm going T-Rex.
So It is a damn good scene.
Yeah, I'm going T-Rex also. 4-3. It
resonates with you.
It just has everything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They both have kids in them. But yeah, I don't know. I for some reason, I feel like when I rewatch the T-Rex escape, I still think the T-Rex going to win.
Yeah, it's just
Even though I already know.
yeah.
He's going to eat those kids.
He's going to eat them kids.
Yeah, it's wild.
All right, then we've got number 8, Ripley versus the Queen Alien versus destroying the Death Star. Whew.
All right, one of these has to lose, guys, just so you know. I know you guys are obsessed.
God, that's a tough one.
I mean, in this match, for me, it's Ripley.
I found one, and I think you'll agree with me, Mike.
Okay.
I found the flaw in the Death Star destruction.
Okay.
It's that there's a character who is overweight and is named Porkins.
Yes.
That's the flaw that is hard to overlook every single time.
Mike talks about Porkins.
I talk about this on stage.
Yeah.
About how he wasn't shot down, his dipping sauce is spilled.
Who's the fat X-Wing pilot?
Yeah. Like how did he get involved in the rebellion?
Yeah.
You know, like he looks too well fed to be in the rebellion.
Yeah.
Not specifically for that reason, but I have to go with Aliens because I've never not been in the mood to watch that scene.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so tight, so airtight as filmmaking goes.
It is.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Ripley and the Alien Queen 4-3.
Yeah, it's real close. But
All
yeah.
right, guys, we've got.
Now, do we have our championship
matchup? T-Rex escapes the paddock, Jurassic Park, versus Ripley versus the Alien Queen, Aliens.
Wow.
Talk about, these are 2 movies in my top 10.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I got to give it to Ripley.
Wow.
You know, it's set up so well through the entire movie, and the stakes are so high.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're both, in a lot of ways, almost identical scenes, only the good guy actually has a fighting chance.
Yeah, we have violent creatures involved
that are trying to kill a kid, that want to eat a kid.
Yeah.
Although in this case it's worse. It wants to impregnate a kid with an alien, you know.
Yeah, that's a crime.
And
I
get
think.
revenge for
for her.
its kids, you know.
Its kids, yeah.
It's I don't think you can get more tension for a movie and more evenly matched these 2 characters, you know.
I don't know. I mean, there's something about in the T-Rex scene with the weather, the fact that it's pouring rain out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's night.
Yeah, the mud.
Yeah, the mood is set up
The thing that
perfectly, yeah.
The thing that does bother me in that scene is when they go over the wall, all of a sudden the wall is super tall.
Yeah, it's like, why is that going down?
Yeah,
how would the T-Rex be walking around?
That's one of the flaws of it. I know
that is a weird...
It's thrilling, but
right.
It is like, that geographically doesn't make
Yeah, why is it
sense.
going down? Yeah, that's interesting take.
Yeah.
How does that scene end exactly? Is it with the lawyer getting eaten?
Yeah, the lawyer gets eaten.
T-Rex chasing
the car falls down, and then I think Tim is stuck in the mud right there.
Yeah.
I forget if they go to Tim or Tim climbs down to them.
They are on a wire before the truck falls. He's in the truck.
Yeah, him and the girl from Angus are on the are on the wire. Yeah.
Just for that. Just for being
I forgot her name. I mean,
so the truck's going down. Inside of it is the bass player from the Queen biopic.
Right. Yeah.
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 Funny. They've all worked.
All right. So wait, we got to pick. I'm taking the T-Rex scene. In the again 4-3.
I'm taking the Ripley.
We
scene.
put Aaron. We put the pressure on Aaron. He's used to these roles. Aaron's used to this kind of pressure. He's been here before.
Yeah.
The weight of these things being on his shoulders.
I'm gonna add one little thing on Aliens. All practical.
Yeah. There's a little CGI, and it's pretty practical in Jurassic Park, though.
There's no CGI in Aliens.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying there's a little in the
Oh,
T-Rex.
right. Yeah.
When the full-size T-Rex is
Yeah.
running. But still looks great.
And what about the sound the T-Rex makes? How scary.
Yeah.
It's loud.
Ew, it is. It's very
If
scary.
you hear that in person, you'd go deaf, I bet.
Yeah.
I think in terms of a villain in the scene the T-Rex is dumber
Yeah.
and therefore a little easier to fool. And
Yeah, if you
just don't-
stand
don't know what the
still.
Queen
Yeah,
Alien,
you can't see if you don't move.
The Queen Alien is like unrelenting.
Yeah.
I'm going Alien. Aliens, Ripley versus the Queen Alien is the champion.
I think
Wow.
I think you've made the
4 to
right
All right.
choice.
As an
4-3.
8 seed, 4 to 3. Yeah, I mean, that's a great choice. I mean, yeah, Ripley has won brackets before. But no, we it's not just Ripley. It's and the Queen Alien. They put on a great scene.
Yeah, they put on a good show together.
So, yeah, props to the Queen.
Great face, great heel.
Like the T-Rex just walks off, and that's kind of how that one ends. The
Yeah.
Ripley versus the Queen Alien ends with
Getting shot
The
in
airlock.
space.
Yeah, I
Which
guess
is
there's just
kind of the
higher.
same as the
yeah,
first
I guess
movie,
higher
but-
stakes.
but
Yeah.
it's still pretty cool.
And it nearly took Ripley with it.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it.
All right,
That's
guys,
our champion.
great work. Great job by everybody getting this together.
Not
Sky
bad
God
for a human.
2000, thanks a lot, buddy. We really appreciate
Yeah,
that.
man.
And Mike and Aaron, great work, great analysis. We kept it, you know,
Pretty on point. I
yeah,
think. Yeah.
we stuck to it. We didn't go off the board and talk about, you know, too much, hey, this, I don't know. But great job. We got to get out of here in 2 minutes. Let me rifle through real quick my,
Well, I just want to run through
what do
a
you
little
got?
Mike Black's
some honorable
honorable
mentions.
mentions.
that I had.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Mike's, yeah, you saw those?
Yeah, they're right here in the email. The Old Boy hallway hammer fight,
Yeah.
Raiders, the Idol Temple, which you talked
Yeah,
about
we
earlier
talked
with the
about that.
ball. RoboCop, the Steel Mill Showdown.
That's with the toxic waste dude getting
Yeah,
covered in
it's
toxic
all
waste.
that.
Yeah,
whole
Mike
end
wearing
sequence
a
is crazy.
nice RoboCop shirt.
Blade with the Blood Rave opening.
That is one of the best scenes in a comic book movie of all time. If you haven't seen it, see the first 10 minutes of Blade.
Yeah. The Untouchables train station staircase.
Yeah.
That's a reference. That's an homage to Battleship Potemkin.
Yeah.
Predator, you ain't afraid of no man.
Yeah, we all gonna die.
Empire, the asteroid field chase. Never tell me the odds. Star Wars Trench Run, he's got there. Spider-Man 2, the train fight with Doc Ock. That's very good.
Yeah.
Jaws, Smile You Son of a Bitch, the ending.
Yeah, that's more the action. That's
That's
I
the
mean,
scene that to
that's-
me that I was like,
Yeah.
you know.
Temple of Doom, the minecart chase and the rope bridge.
Yep.
The Goonies, One-Eyed Willie Ship. Baby Driver, the final car chase. Rocky 4, Rocky's victory speech. Die Hard, the rooftop explosion, fire hose jump. The Transporter, the opening gateway chase. And Unforgiven, William Money's Revenge / the finale. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that couple
Yeah.
I thought of, like in The Fugitive, you could have like the
Oh, yeah.
waterfall dive,
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, totally.
or the train scene when they escape, when the train
Yeah,
hits
and the
the
train
bus,
gets hit after. Yeah.
and then like Independence Day. You know, when they, you know, the ending
obliterate.
scene. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when they show up.
Or
and
there's
obliterate
there's
everything.
that. Yeah, and then there's multiple in Independent. Yeah, when they first show up, yeah, you know what's gonna happen, but then at the end when they take them out, and yeah,
Kill Bill Volume 1.
Ooh, yeah.
Beatrix versus the Crazy 88.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. There's some epic ones that, yeah, certainly could have been in here. Now, what do you guys think about Jaws? Because I watched it recently and I never saw the movie. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Swept the Academy Award.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you think Jaws should have beat them in the Best Picture that year?
Jaws would definitely beat them in a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when all those crazies were on the boat, Jaws would take them out.
I mean, that. Yeah, that was fun. I mean, I don't know. Was that what movie do you like better?
I absolutely love One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's one of my favorite movies ever made.
I want to watch it again. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those where the more you watch it, the more stuff you kind of pick up on.
There's so many amazing actors in that movie.
Yeah, there is.
Christopher Lloyd being one of them.
Yeah. I think that was his first
Christopher
movie.
Lloyd, Danny DeVito, playing a character like he's never played before.
Yeah.
This weird little soft-spoken dude.
Vincent Schiavelli.
Yeah, he's terrific in it. Nurse Ratched.
She won the Oscar.
She was amazing.
Yeah, they're both really great.
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, Jaws is my favorite movie of all time. But
if we're talking on land, it's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
All right. Yeah, I just thought I'd throw it
by sea. Jaws is
as we all know, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is the land Jaws.
Yeah, it is. It's very much.
Probably
crippling mental health care of the 1970s.
Based on a much better novel, I'm
is
sure.
The shark.
Jaws novel is not so good.
No, yeah.
Oh, I never read the book.
Yeah, it's not as good. There's some real in Jurassic Park, like there's some real great adaptation going on.
Yeah.
Shout out to those screenwriters.
Very much so, yeah.
All right, we should get out of here.
All right, great stuff. We gotta get out of here. I just want to say, Mike mentioned earlier, Happy Father's Day. That's coming up.
Oh yeah,
this week.
And they're going to be showing Last Crusade on Father's Day at a lot of theaters.
Oh, nice. Great.
So that's kind of cool.
So yeah, this is great as fathers. Happy Father's Day, Dad. Happy Father's Day to all the other great dads out there.
Thank you.
And Aaron as well. He's a father.
Happy Father's Day, Aaron.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So, I guess that's it. We got to get out of here.
Go see these movies.
We'll do more emails. We'll do comments next time. Great bracket. Sky God, shout out. Thank you, Mike Black.
Thanks
Great
for
to
having
have
me.
you here, and thanks, Aaron. All right, guys. Yeah, that'll be it for this episode of Joe Code. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm your host, Joe Marrese.